Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Cadillac Driven. We're back with another video. All right, guys, you've seen the title of this video. Let's go ahead. Let's dive right off into this one. And it's about whether you should be buying a car in 2023. Now, there's a couple of people, or a few people, I believe, should be buying a car in 2023, right? There's that person, number one, who has the money to buy a car. If this person can buy a car, he can buy it outright. He don't have to worry about putting a down payment. He doesn't mind paying 2,000, 1,500 on a car note. He has the money. So that person, we're not talking to you. So if you're in this video, listen, just sit back, be entertained, and nod your head if I said anything that you already have experienced or no. All right. Now, the second person that should be buying a car is going to be that person who was in an accident, right? The car got totaled. They need to get a new car. They want a car that's reliable. For me, buying a used car isn't always reliable. Sometimes you get lucky and you're buying somebody else's problem. All right. But now in these economic times, they're different from the times of the old, right? Before 2020, things were great. Interest rate was at an all-time low. But in today's market, in the economic situation we're in right now, it's way different, right? It's going to cost you a lot more to get a car than it would if you were getting a car prior to 2020. Okay, now, let me explain. I'm gonna give you some context to this. Now, there's that other person who don't care, right? He don't care if he puts a car in front of his bills, in front of his family. That person's going to buy a car no matter what, because this is what that person wants to do. It's not about whether you need a car or whether, you want a car. Is that, listen, this is my money. I can do what I want to do with it. And that's fine. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do with their money. I'm just making you aware of what the market is right now if you have not did your homework. Now, for me, I was going to buy the Cadillac Lyric. I can't afford the Cadillac Lyric. Now, if I wanted to buy the Cadillac Lyric, do I have the money to buy it? Yes. But right now I'm in a situation where I'm trying to save for retirement. So it doesn't make sense for me to put $17,000 or $15,000 on the car to get it to the car note that I want. And this time I cannot be leasing the car. I need to buy the car. So it may cost me more to put down on this car to get it to a reasonable car note that I would like. Now, I've heard somebody say, which was a young lady, she was like, you shouldn't be putting money down on the car. You got this guy, I forgot his name, right? He's a well-known person that's telling you, if you don't make this amount of money, then you shouldn't be buying a car. Well, you can't tell people what to do with their money. Sometimes people need something that's reliable. People work hard. People want something that's nice. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. So if you want to put money down on the car, that is your choice, especially if you're financing the car and you're killing off a lot of that interest depending on what you're putting down on the car. All right. But again, times are different now. Interest rate is high. We're going to talk about interest rate in a second. Now, the thing about buying a car now, you still got to look out for a lot of the dealerships that are price gouging. It still exists. You're talking about $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 over MSRP. You may find some people that may deal with you. I'm going to say shop around. Uh, just don't stop at that one place. And when you do go, do not let anybody run your credit, right? Until you get to a financial agreement and have already test drove the car before you go letting people run your credit. No, it's not going to run it up because you get 30 days to shop, and it's considered like one ding out of the whole 30 days. I don't care if you go to 15 different places, you're going to get dinged like if you just ran your credit once, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. You want to go ahead and let them run your credit when when you're for sure that this is the car I want to buy. All right. Now, with the price gouging going on, there's some people that's going to work with you. Trust me, right? The market is changing, but it is not back to normal by a long shot. So here's another thing you need to be mindful of when going to buy a car. One is that people are still charging over MSRP. Do your homework, go on the internet, find out what these cars are going for, find out if these dealerships are still charging over MSRP. You do not, I repeat, you do not want to pay over MSRP. And if you're living middle class like myself, every dollar counts. Okay. Now, with that being said, There are plenty of places in your area possibly that may work with you without charging you over MSRP. I know a couple of people who were able to find a car where they weren't being charged over MSRP. The demand for cars are kind of coming down. There's a lot of cars on the lots now because people cannot afford to buy cars now, especially considering the market, interest rate, price gouging on these cars. People are trying to afford homes. So there's a lot going on here so far as being prepared to buy a car nowadays. If you really don't have money to put down on the car, I would suggest you wait, right? Save some money. Maybe the year 2024 is going to be a better year. Now, be mindful of the advertisement of the interest rate. Now, some places like Kia, right? I'm going to put the name out, have advertised interest rate of 4.9 on a Telluride. Right now, I don't know if we missed the fine print or anything like that, but once we got down to the dealership, that 4.9 was for 36 months. Again, if you live in the middle class, that's not good. That means that your car note is going to be well over $1,000. Okay, so if you want it up under $1,000, then you're going to have to put substantial amount of money down on that car to get it up under $1,000. Now, just in case you didn't know, the average car payment nowadays is 1,000 plus. So if you can afford 1,000 plus, then by all means, go get you a car. All right. You still may need a down payment, right? Depending on where your credit is. And go ahead, go buy you a car if you have the money to put down. Now, don't go out there being car poor. The other thing is the interest rate. And this is one of the biggest things that I want to talk about. Now, I got two people who went and bought cars. One bought a used car, and the other one bought a brand new car. Now, the one that went and bought a used car, the car was I want to say 36 to 37,000, plus tax, titles, and fees was added. The person got an interest rate of, let's say, 8%, right? Credit score high 800s. When I say high 800s, I'm thinking 870, which is pretty good. I've been there before. So 8% is high. I don't care how you look at it. 8% is high as all outdoors, especially when you were able to get a used car with that kind of credit at maybe a 3.9. I've seen some people get it at 3.9 with that type of credit and or a 4.9. All right. So now they got that car for 8%. There's another person on the same day bought a Telluride. Both cars were Kias. Both weren't Tellurides. Now, the Telluride, this particular Telluride is running, let's say, $47,000. Maybe close to 50. You add tax, titles, and fees. They were told that, we saw that the interest rate was going to be a 4.9. When we got there, that's when they were talking about for 36 months. Can't afford to pay that. Car note is way over $1,000. So there was anywhere between $10,000 to $12,000 that had been put down on the car in order to get it down to the car note. Not really to the car note that they wanted, but to get it up under $1,000. Now, what do you think the interest rate was? Now, if you can answer this, let me know if you knew what the interest rate was for this new car versus the used car. Okay, so the interest rate was 8%. 8% for 72 months for a Telluride, right? So the Telluride is costing you pretty much as you would spend on a Cadillac, and it is not a luxury vehicle, right? But it has some luxury things within the vehicle, right? But you're gonna pretty much pay the same price as you would for, let's say, a XT5, right? But let's stick to the story. Let's stick to the story. How is it that the person with an 800 credit score bought a used car, had 7,000 miles on it, got 8%, and then a person with, I believe, 800 credit score bought a new car for 72 months. Yes, of course, the car costs more. We're talking about from 37,000 to 47,000. It's $10,000 more. right, that they also got an 8%. Why is it that they couldn't get a 4.9? So these are some of the things that you're gonna have to be uh, um, ready for when you get ready to go buy a car at a dealership nowadays. Do your shopping, but take a look at the fact that, can I really afford to buy a car right now? So for me, I would say if you don't have a huge down payment, and a huge down payment for me would be a minimum of $10,000, depending on the price of the car. So if you're buying a $50,000 car, I would say 10,000 would be good. If you're buying, let's say, a $32,000 car, I would say 4 or 5,000 would suffice, depending on where you want your car note payment to be, and that's going to be on you. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to open your mind and help you to ask yourself a question. Is the time a good time right now in 2023 to buy a car? Or should I wait until 2024? All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I told you I'm back. We got some more videos coming your way. Thank you guys for sticking in there, hanging in there, believing in me. I'm going to see you all at the next video. Enjoy, have fun, and be safe.